Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
For someone to come home with me, all you have to do is be quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. But just use your common sense. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. This is not about music.
What up and welcome back. It's your girl Jane, the plainest Jane, and we got some syrup to get into. Y'all already know what we're honing in on. You see the title. The co-host is annoyed because I'm a little too loud for him, but that's okay. Okay, if he wants to get paid, he's gonna have to deal with it, right, Leo? So what? What's going on? What? All right. You get your half now. Wait. Let the people see. The people. All right. Okay, that's half your payment for working, for clocking in today, co-host. You can go ahead and get down. Get down. You'll get the other half later. Thank you. All right. We got the co-host in the building. I'm trying a new hairstyle today. I'm really feeling it. Come on in. Hit thumbs up. Welcome onto the bus. We was only a couple minutes late. Okay. I don't know if you ever had something to do in the bathroom was calling your name. Okay. I had to handle some things. All right. But we're here. I can't be driving the bus and I got to use the bathroom. Okay. So we got that out the way. Come on in, hit the thumbs up button on your way in. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, you definitely want to make sure you do so. Okay. Some of the best breaking Black news and celebrity entertainment over here. All right. Cultural and common sense commentary is what your girl, the plainest Jane, does. Okay. So what up and welcome back. Now, today we are honing in on there's a plethora of R. Kelly updates, but what I want to avoid is extremely long videos, okay? So I kind of want to chop things up because honestly, I realize long videos get on my freaking nerves. So I don't want to do that to you all. So what we're going to talk about today is specifically R. Kelly's former manager pleading guilty, okay, being convicted of stalking Robert's victims. We're going to talk about his sentencing date and how much time he could potentially be facing. We're going to talk about some of his witness intimidation tactics. Y'all already seen Donnell Russell on the thumbnail. Some of y'all were fooling around in the chat before the live got started and said that he looks like Suge Knight's cousin or brother. And you know what? I would agree. This is giving very much Suge Knight. I would say that this is given very much Suge Knight. But let's get into this fella's intimidation tactics and how we all saw one of his tactics play out as it made it to the press in the headlines. But we just didn't know it was him, but we definitely knew it was clearly an R. Kelly supporter, right? And we're going to talk about how ruthless the Beehive really is, right? They just have no low. Every time you think they've hit rock bottom, there's nothing else they can say. They never cease to amaze us. You know, the Beehive are R. Kelly's disgusting fans who want to defend child corn. We're gonna call it corn because we're gonna keep it PG. It's not late enough to cut up. We do have another live scheduled after this one. We're gonna be back on that bishop, the bishop that got robbed. We're gonna be back to do another live after we do this one. But look, I wanted to separate some things for this video. And look, come on in. Hit thumbs up if you haven't already. There's already 100 of us here. It ain't even been 5 minutes yet. Okay? And we've got so many people in here. Shout out to Fiora in the building, Tony. Shout out to all my mods and my paying channel members. I appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for coming through to the members only live yesterday. It was lit. And thank y'all so much for 10,000 subs. Like, that means a lot. So I want to get into this, but of course, y'all know I always mention mental health first, okay? Mind your mental health. If you haven't taken time to really think about your invisible problems and what's going on in your real world, you really got no business dibbling, dabbling, and wasting your time in celebrity mess, right? Meddling around, unless you have tackled your own spiritual warfare, okay? So shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank y'all for helping me reach 10,000 subscribers over here. And of course, before I get to breaking down today's topics and viral events, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. Just make sure you think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. Now, let's get right into it because we're not wasting no time. Let's go back to the Surviving R. Kelly premiere, right? We remember that Surviving R. Kelly was this very controversial, very polarizing docuseries, right? Really chronicling the abuse that R. Kelly put his victims through in his 30-year span of terror. And before that came out, we heard whispers, we heard things, we saw trailers and previews and a release date. But before it was released, let's get a better look at Suge Knight's kin, okay? Right? Figuratively speaking. Obviously it's not literal, but here he is. This is R. Kelly's manager, former manager, ex-manager situation, advisor, friend. He said he's a lot to R. Kelly. And this is what he looks like. This is what's going on, okay? But when we talk about the surviving situation, shout out to Raven Spills Tea in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping through, Raven. I know you rarely come out the bushes, girl, so I appreciate that, okay? So we're going to go back to the Surviving R. Kelly situation. If you remember, when we were hearing the rumors and everything that was being said about an upcoming docuseries, the participants and the victims, right? Because all the victims didn't participate in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. All of them didn't, all of them didn't opt to, right? Because you're reliving your trauma when you're having to talk about it. So some of them decided not to, but there were participants and victims, even if they didn't participate in the docuseries, who were invited to an early screening, right? They should be able to see it first before the rest of the world, since it is going to be their trauma, their story, and their experience being talked about. Now, when this first happened, right, they had this private screening. Does anybody remember what happened? What happened in the pre-screening of it? There was a bomb threat. Whether you remember that or not, I definitely remember going over it and talking about it. And it was pretty obvious to anybody who was anybody that, come on now, who would call into, a random theater, a private viewing? It wasn't a whole movie theater full of people, literally just the participants, the victims, and anybody who was involved with the production or that situation, right? And so they were doing everything that they could do to stop this. So we knew it was, an R. Kelly fan. So I just wanted to pull up some headlines for you, just so to refresh your memory about this. You can see Surviving R. Kelly screening canceled after a gun threat. You can see a bomb threat. Just all types of stuff, right? Surviving R. Kelly gun threat, ex-wife thinks it's him, all this other stuff, right? So this was 2020, right? 2018, 2020, da-da-da. So they called this in because they were trying to break up the party. They're like, oh no, this is my team. We are the Beehive, the mighty Beehive. we gonna stop y'all from seeing it because maybe that's gonna stop it from getting it out. It obviously still released, right? It's like putting a Band-Aid over an exploding waterfall. It's going to come out regardless. It's gonna come out. So I'm taking you back to the premiere because there are a couple things that we're going to go over when we talk about the discrepancies of said ex-manager, Donnell Russell, who you see here on the screen, okay? So one of the many things that Donnell Russell did to cover for his Kang R. Kelly, okay, was during a private early viewing for, the victims and the participants, he made this phone call threat. This was him. Now, we knew it was somebody from R. Kelly's camp, somebody who was very fond of him. Could have been a super fan YouTuber. It could have been, one of his managers. Come to find out, boom, it was one of his managers. And they basically called and said that gunfire would soon occur in the Manhattan club where this private viewing was being shown, okay? Now, this is a false active shooter threat. That's exactly what this was. And his trial actually began. Donnell Russell, the man who was convicted, who pled guilty to stalking. Leo, we just got started. You're not going to get the other half of your pay if you meowing to get out the room now. You're not going to get it. And quite frankly, I don't feel like getting up to unmic myself. So you're going to have to deal with this. Thank you. So Donnell Russell, his trial, it started on July 19th, right? And the evidence presented at the trial proved that he is the one who made the phone call from his Chicago home. From his Chicago home. Someone said pay, yes. He gets paid in TREATSs, right? I got to make sure I pay him because he's going to call Peter. But anyway, this fool was stupid enough to call in a threat, right? About an anticipated shooting, right? From his home telephone. How stupid. Okay. Maybe he was so drenched with the P of R. Kelly that he just wasn't thinking straight. Or I think that a lot of the P-Hive, they're just already like naturally delusional. I'm not sure which one it is. Let me know which one y'all think it is down below in the comments after you hit thumbs up. Okay. So R. Kelly's ex-manager makes a call from his own home in Chicago saying, hey, we about to shoot up the place. We're going to be shooting at the people watching this docuseries. Literally claiming that somebody was planning to shoot the attendees. Now, obviously, it was somebody who was angry or didn't want the attendees to have any peace, right? Police were called. They were able to effectively empty out the theater. It also came out that Dunn had called the theater many times earlier that very same day, threatening legal action and alleging the documentary violated copyright laws, right? So Assistant U.S. Attorney Laura Pomerantz reportedly stated the following in her opening case statement. Okay, see, these are the type of people, they want to take it to trial because they feel like I might get off. That's why R. Kelly went wrong. R. Kelly would have only got 10 years had he took the plea deal. But no, he wanted to take it to trial because he really felt like he was going to get away with it. Mind you, R. Kelly done already served what? 2-3 years now? He would have been about, maybe 30% done. No. We wanted to take it to trial, but here's what the attorney said in their opening statements. Quote, the call was short. The defendant was to the point, talking about Donnell Russell calling in, and he was terrifying. Someone at the event had a gun and was going to shoot up the place. He wanted to keep these women quiet, and he succeeded. His threat worked, end quote. Right? This is a different level of bold. It really is. Like, it's beyond bold. As a matter of fact, I take that back. This is a different level of stupidity. Yeah. It really is. I remember literally bomb threats coming into my middle school and my high school because kids just wanted to get out of certain periods. In middle school, people would make... In middle school, I remember I wasn't friends with him. He made the bomb threat from a payphone because he knew... In middle school, he knew that making that call from his cell phone was not the right move. We were between 6th and the 8th grade, and a middle schooler had more common sense than this member of the P-Hive. Can somebody make it make sense? Can somebody make it make sense?
This is a sick Negro.
Let's we gonna say the bush. There'll be other reasons to go to the bush later on in this video. Okay, shout out to Winner21 for joining the channel membership. Thank you so much for becoming a backstage sticky. Don't forget to check the members only community tab for your members only posts. But here's what's going on with R. Kelly's manager's attorney, right? Ex-manager. Okay. His attorney argued that the evidence was limited and that it didn't prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and the jury disagreed with that. Now, Donnell Russell was convicted on charges of threatening physical harm through interstate communication, but he was exonerated on the conspiracy count. Okay? So, the jury found you guilty. Your attorney is saying it's not. This evidence is... Obviously, it was. Obviously, it was. And Tony, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really appreciate it. Listen, feel free to send in the Cash App. Y'all see it right here on the screen. Okay? THA, PLAINESTjane. You can send a super chat, or if you ain't got a couple dollars, that's okay. Donate for free by hitting the thumbs up button. Now, let's get into the next piece of information that I'm going to be giving you. And this is information that is directly from the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Department of Justice. The government is not playing with R. Kelly and these people. Okay. R. Kelly has several managers that had a hand and several handlers who had a hand in assisting him in doing these things. It seems that slowly but surely some of them are being brought to slight justice But hey, we're here. Let's get into this official information that I was able to pull directly from the Department of Justice. Okay, so this isn't anything coming from a blog or reading from the Neighborhood Talk, which is really just a small little synopsis. This is the real deal. Okay, so we're going to get into some text messages as well. Okay. So Donnell Russell, a self-described manager and advisor for R. Kelly, like I was telling you earlier, he's literally threatening the victim and the victim's mom. Witness intimidation, stalking, harassment, you name it, that's what he's got going on. Okay. And earlier in federal court, okay, he used mail, he used the internet, he used cell phones to harass and intimidate the victim and her mother, right? So this federal trial, it took place in Brooklyn, okay? He was in front of the same judge that R. Kelly stood in front of for his New York trial, Judge Ann Donnelly. And he pled guilty to interstate stalking of his participation in a scheme to harass, intimidate, and cause substantial emotional distress to a Jane Doe. We won't get into which one it is. For me, it's pretty obvious who it is, but I'm not going to say which one it is. Take your stab at it down below in the comments. A victim in the racketeering case against Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, and Jane Doe's mother. The proceeding was held before, Judge Ann Donnelly. He faces a maximum sentence of just 5 years imprisonment. That's it. So the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York and Homeland Security, all of them, they announced the guilty plea. Now, here's what was said in this official documentation from the Department of Justice. It says that Donnell Russell, aka Suge Knight's kin, right, loosely, used threats, he used harassment, he used intimidation in a deliberate effort to silence one of R. Kelly's victims and prevent her voice from being heard. When his initial effort failed, he continued this vile campaign by sending threatening messages to Jane Doe and her mother and publishing explicit photos of the victim on the internet before and after R. Kelly was indicted. Okay? You know one thing that never gets old? One thing that never gets old is this fact right here on the screen from this B-roll I used when I was covering the trial. A forensic scientist testified at R. Kelly's trial, saying that the odds of the semen stains on Geronda Pace's t-shirt being from anyone else besides R. Kelly are 1 in, 36 trillion? What is the number when you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets of 3 zeros, 30 zeros, gazillion, okay? Look, the evidence is damning. Okay? Olivia Seymour, no, you are not still blocked. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay. So let's get into the rest of this information. When his initial effort failed, he continued the vile campaign against her and her mother, publishing explicit photos of the victim on the internet before and after R. Kelly was indicted. And this prosecution makes clear that Donnell Russell's conduct was not only reprehensible, but it was also criminal and will not be tolerated. Okay? Through the use of his intimidation tactics, he repeatedly and purposefully worked to silence Jane Doe from revealing the emotional and physical trauma inflicted on her by R. Kelly and his associates. Despite multiple threats, Russell immediately failed in his efforts and will now face the consequences of his despicable behavior. Okay? Now, they'll continue to work together with partners to support and empower survivors of abuse and exploitation to come forward and speak out against their abusers. Now, here's some information about the different years in which this stuff happened. So between November of 2018 and February of 2020, Russell, right, he used mail, he used phones, he used the internet to harass and intimidate Jane Doe, a victim of the case, and her mother. And after Jane Doe filed a civil lawsuit against R. Kelly. Specifically, Russell threatened to reveal sexually explicit photographs of Jane Doe and to publicly reveal her sexual history if she did not withdraw her lawsuit against R. Kelly. and cease her participation and association with the organizers of the negative campaign against R. Kelly. And what they meant is they knew that this docuseries was coming up and coming out. Okay. And so they're calling the Surviving R. Kelly a negative campaign. You know, a lot of people take accountability as an attack when they're being held accountable for their actions, but that's another story for another day. Now, in November of 2018, Donnell Russell caused a letter with attachments purportedly written by R. Kelly to be mailed to Jane Doe's Brooklyn-based lawyer at the time. The attachments included cropped nude photographs of her with the following text, quote, "The next two pictures have been cropped for the sake of not exposing her extremities to the world yet," end quote. I remember going over some of this during the trial. This stuff came up, right? Now, in December of 2018, Donnell Russell, using his alias Dunn, this man has a couple of aliases, but Dunn, what do y'all get from that? I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. He sent a series of text messages to Jane Doe and her mother, which contained the same photographs of Jane Doe, and stated, "This is just a sample. We will seek criminal charges. You've been warned," as well as publishing soon. And he even left his name. He said, "This is Colin." So he sends someone threatening letters and says, "This is just a sample. You've been warned. We're going to publish these, you know, these intimate photos of you soon. And this is who I am. This is Colin." How stupid. Hello, that's what I got from it. That's exactly what I got from it. But I'm like, are people gonna think I'm reaching? Like I'm like, not Colin Dunn. Because when I hear Colin, I think booty. But hey, booty done, booty did. Okay, Colin, what you into? Okay, all right. He's an idiot. A lot of the P-Hive, they're idiots. Let's go to the bush.
Was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
They said something very nice will happen to his colon in prison, child. Who knows if he gonna end up close to R. Kelly, by R. Kelly, in the vicinity. We have no clue what the proximity to R. Kelly will be when he does serve his time. It'll be interesting to see how much time he gets served. It really will, okay? Make sure y'all hit thumbs up if you haven't already, but let's continue, right? On January 3rd of 2019, Donnell Russell sent additional text messages to Jane Doe and her mother stating, "Pull the plug or you'll be exposed." Then on January 6th of 2019, using the Colin Dunn alias, not the Booty Dunn alias, created a Facebook page named Surviving Lies. If any of you all remember my coverage from when I covered the trial, we had spoke about this. This came up in the trial as far as the witness intimidation from R. Kelly and his camp were concerned when it came to getting some of the victims in court. Some of them were afraid to come to court. Some of them felt like, I've been intimidated. I'm scared. So obviously, right, Surviving R. Kelly. Here they go with Surviving Lies, which is a play, you know, on the documentary. They posted screenshots of text messages between R. Kelly and Jane Doe, which contained the same sexually explicit photographs of this victim here. Now, in late January of 2020, Donnell Russell appeared on 2 live interviews with vloggers supporting R. Kelly, discussing R. Kelly's legal troubles, which were streamed live on the internet via YouTube. Now, Russell again displayed the same sexually explicit photographs of Jane Doe and broadcasted them publicly over the internet. So the government's case is being handled by the Office of Civil Rights Section. The Assistant United States Attorneys Nadia and Anna are in charge of the prosecution. Donnell Russell, at his big age, is 47 years old. Okay. So, I mean, from the Surviving the Lies page, from just constant, not booty bunkies, the just the constant harassment. You got to think, this is just the stuff that he got caught with. Some people, when they are harassed, when they are when somebody's in the process of trying to intimidate them, they don't always want to save all of the information, document all the information, and send it in. So you can only imagine, right, that he definitely probably intimidated other victims and witnesses of this trial. These are just the ones that we see. He made it so easy that he signed his name every time he was trying to intimidate someone. And it just goes to show he's this bold doing this type of stuff. In 2018, 19, 20, this is stuff that has been going on in R. Kelly's camp, and it was working back in the 1990s and all that other stuff, in the early 2000s, right? When R. Kelly first got started with all this mess. So these are some of the things that happen within these celebrity circles. They would do anything to try to get the truth out. They thought that they could stop Surviving R. Kelly, the docuseries, from coming out. And they weren't able to stop that. And a lot of the evidence, I get it. Some of the testimony, some of the story has been convoluted, right? There were some opportunists as it pertains to the timing that people chose to come forward, or what people did in order to be a part of it, and then they wanted to turn and flip it. Even when we talk about grown women like Kitty, she was like 33 years old when she met R. Kelly, and she worked for a radio station. So it's not like she was hidden under a rock and wasn't aware of what type of, I'm not saying she deserved whatever, her testimony is, whatever happened to her. I'm not saying she deserved it. But don't get me wrong. Like there is a convoluted element to R. Kelly and this situation and these scenarios. However, there's a lot of truth packed in here. I mean, hell, we've the semen, the videotapes, for God's sakes. I mean, I've read the transcript of the footage of when R. Kelly was literally urinating on a girl and telling her to keep her eyes open. And if she blinked or her eyes closed in the middle of it, he said, "We're going to start over." And they played this. They played it with visual in the courtroom during the trial of him berating her and telling her to say just humiliating and demeaning things about herself while her hands are bound behind her back. Right? You can hear R. Kelly's voice. You can hear her kind of like not wanting to participate in that. Right? Everybody's not into golden showers. Some people do have kinks, right? And for God's sakes, like, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah, I've read that transcript. I still have it. For the channel members, it is backstage on the members only community tab. It's disgusting the things that he's telling her to say. And I mean those the media personnel, because there were only a limited amount of media personnel, right? And of course I have a relationship with them. There was a limited number of them who were allowed in the courtroom, and they were all very vivid in their description because the jury was able to hear it and see it on video. The media folks were only able to listen to the audio element of it to alleviate the additional humiliation of the victims having to relive people having seen that footage. But they did play it. And I mean, you could hear the splashing. You could hear R. Kelly's voice distinctly. You could even hear R. Kelly's team watching it. It wasn't just the two of them. He's humiliating them in front of an audience of people too, where he's doing this. So this stuff is really disgusting. It's really, really, really disgusting. Okay. And so you can only imagine the additional witness. I did see somebody in the chat guess who it was, who this victim is, that this victim was intimidated, and her mom. I'm not gonna, confirm or deny, because I saw there were a couple of guesses in the chat, but somebody did get it right. But she was not the only one who was intimidated, and I know that for a fact. Beyond what I've read, I know that for a fact. Okay, so with all that, oh my God, reality check, Jesus. With all that being said, okay. If it's true that he did that, glad he got them 30 years. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's true. This was in the transcript, in the minutes of the documentation of the trial, which of course was hundreds of thousands of pages. So with all that being said, we got to turn around the energy for a second. Okay.
Baltimore, I can't see you. Where you at?
Yo, tell me with this.
Wait, hold up. Do y'all want to hear the remix or not? Because you know this remix be slapping. I see it's 200 of us here. We only got 130 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if y'all trying to rock out with the Baltimore Club Mix. Okay? Let's hit it because y'all know this song be bumping. Let's get it.
Baltimore, I can't see you. Where you at?
Y'all killing me with this. I can't help.
Robert.
You're killing me, man. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. You don't want to believe it. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it.
Great.
I'm sorry.
There's not like a slight chance that this happened. What would the alleged victims say? No chance.
No, let me tell you.
So this is the look. I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny, right? You know, sometimes I like to go down memory lane and really just observe the people who support R. Kelly, the P-Hive. They are very interesting people, right? It's like going to the zoo. Like, oh my God, look at these crazy. You know, look at these freaks of nature. Look at this R. Kelly fan got R. Kelly's name tattooed all across her chest as if she's ever going to get chose. Baby, you are way too old for R. Kelly to choose you. Okay? Dare I say, if you step half a foot out of high school, you're too old for R. Kelly. What's wrong with him?
It's great.
I'm sorry.
There's not like a slight chance that this happened. What would the alleged victims say? No chance.
No, let me tell you.
I'm just asking you.
I don't, ma'am, do you have you have a tattoo? Yes, ma'am. May I see it?
Girl.
Can you come?
When did you get the tattoo?
I got the tattoo in 2019.
What prompted you to get the tattoo?
Excuse me?
What made you get the tattoo?
Injustice.
Injustice, girl. Not a whole girl. It'd be different if it was an RK. You could make up a different, a different acronym or something like that to try and play it off. Your stupid moment when you decided to sit down in the chair and got that. That tattoo artist had to have been dying laughing at you the whole time, baby. They had to. What'd you get that tattoo for? Injustice. Okay.
It's great.
I'm sorry.
There's not like a slight chance that this happened. What would the alleged victims say? No chance.
No, let me tell you.
I'm just asking you.
I don't, ma'am, do you have you have a tattoo? Yes, ma'am. May I see it?
She proud.
Can you come?
When did you get the tattoo?
I got the tattoo in 2019.
What prompted you to get the tattoo?
Excuse me?
What made you get the tattoo?
Injustice.
Yeah, I don't know what her drug of choice is, but keep that shit away from me and my family. That tattoo do look fresh. I think she lied about when she got it. Did they pay her? Did they pay? Something's going on. Something is definitely going on. They said hot dog water smelling like beer. It's too much. Like they really gotta chill. We gotta get Tyra Banks on her.
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
It's too much. It's too god-dag-on much. Shout out to everybody who has hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate y'all. Listen, let's get into my final thoughts and unanswered questions. And I'll share mine while you share yours down below in the chat, whether you're live on the bus right now or whether you're chasing the bus and watching the replay. I would love to keep this conversation going down below in the comments. Stickies, okay? Now, I feel like the P-Hive has no limit to how low they go. They have no limit. Every time I think like there's nothing else they can say, there's nothing else they can do, they're going to be quiet now because the evidence is so damning. Nope. There's no limit to how low they'll go and how stupid they prove themselves to be. They are committed, if nothing else. I mean, like, that level of commitment. Could you imagine if you was like, let's just say you was in a relationship with somebody and they were as committed to you as these fans are committed to R. Kelly? Oh my God. Like, oh my God. Look, the lack of common sense is definitely one thing. They lack common sense like there's no tomorrow. Okay. But one thing that the P-Hive will forever have is audacity. They have an unlimited amount of audacity. I don't know where they get it from. I don't know the source of their audacity because the source will never go extinct. That well is never going to run dry of the audacity that they possess. They said they need to be committed. Yeah, I wish I'm gonna end up finding the clip of the chalk on the playground, on the outside of the courthouse. They had used all this chalk to write free R. Kelly, because yeah, writing with that chalk is gonna reverse the pedophilia and make them free. Y'all using kids' chalk, y'all kids at home bored as hell, and y'all busy stealing their Crayola chalk to write love letters to a man that's never gonna see it. He did not get your call. Let me tell you, y'all, he did not get your love letter. He ain't get that shit, and it ain't freedom. Why was y'all wasting y'all kids' resources? They could be out there playing hopscotch, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit. And y'all wasting that to write love letters and chalks to a pissy pedophile. Bye. Goodbye. Stooping lower than Earth's core. Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna use that one. Children's chalk. No, and damn well he like children and he's sick, and y'all gonna use the jokes really write themselves. Truthfully, I'm telling you. They said the P-Hive is in denial like bedwetters hiding drawers. Child, it's a mess. Kids at home mad as hell when they out there using the kids know R. Kelly is wrong, and y'all out here defending them. Just goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and get off of here because we have another live that we need to do. We've got court documents and text messages from the bishop who got robbed the other Sunday. We've done, what did we do? 1 or 2 videos. We did one and a half video on him, right? And baby, when I tell you these court documents and these text messages, it's crazy. It's crazy. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to show y'all the thumbnail just to give y'all an idea, right, of what the video is going to be about. Okay. I'm going to show y'all the thumbnail. Y'all stay tuned. If you haven't already taken a moment to subscribe to the channel, definitely do so. I mean, if you made it this long in the video, you might as well subscribe because obviously you fuck with me. Okay. Subscribe, but you definitely want to hit that notification bell. I know some people are having a problem with notifications right now. I've been hearing that from quite a few people, and I hate that. I hate that YouTube's being a hater. In the words of Michi, YouTube is being a hater. But if you are a member, some of your notifications are expedited. Shout out to Reality Check for saying like the video, because yes, like the video is free to donate over here. All right, so here were 2 of the thumbnail drafts that I'm using. I'm not sure which one. I was at work deciding which one I wanted to use, but this is what we're getting into when we come back in less than an hour, okay, to do another stream, okay? So when I tell you we getting down the court documents and how foul this pastor is and how I do not believe that he was robbed. I just don't. I just don't. We're going to get onto this. I don't know how you can scam your own church member out of $90,000. This is this church lady's life saving. She is retired. She is living off of this. And you decided that you wanted to take all of her money with your $1 million car, your $1 million house. He's a con artist. It's horrible that he's done this. Horrible. His own church member, not even a random person. You sitting here supposed to be leading them to God, and you leading them to bankruptcy and brokenness and poverty. How that work? Not to mention, I pulled up how the church look, and it's a mess. Larry Reed was right. You got thumbtacks and backdrops. $1 million worth of jewelry between you and your wife, so you say. Started out with $400,000. Oh, they stole $400,000 worth of jewelry. Oh, now it's $1 million worth of jewelry. But the church is giving beauty supply store in the hood. Make it make sense, brother. Make it make sense. And we gonna talk about you. Not them speaking tongues in the chat. Okay? He needs to give it up. He needs to give it up. What in the Mama Payne versus Reverend Lonnie? Yes, because he was a swindler on Martin too. Okay? And his cloudy diamonds. Larry Reed said they fake. So what he lying about? Child. Don't nobody feel sorry for the robber to get robbed. Word to Larry Reed. Okay? There is no honor amongst thieves. Right? But look, we're going to get out of here. Be sure to tag me in your favorite trending topics on Instagram and on Twitter. If you need a little extra dosage, Jane, if you're looking for a sticky note, get to the end of the video from yesterday. I think it was in the pink sauce video? Or I'm sorry, not from yesterday, from the day before that. There's a really good sticky note up in that video. And yeah, you definitely want to get into that. But look, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking the community tab. Thank y'all for 10K. Thank y'all for sharing this video on social media, via text message, in your group chat, in your Facebook groups, wherever your people are talking about the goings on. The next time you out and you talking to somebody and R. Kelly come up, think about me. Send them this video, okay? Let them know what the channel emoji is. It's them pancakes, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to the backup channel. It is linked down below in the description box. It's the third link down there at TPJ Network. We're trying to get the views up. We're trying to get that channel monetized back there. Okay. We're going to be at 1,000 subscribers on that channel soon, but I'm just so grateful for the 10,000 over here. Okay. Don't forget to do something to decompress today. All right. Even if I'm your means to decompress, listen, go ahead, eat your dinner. Okay. Pour your drink, roll up your libations. Okay. And let's get ready for the next stream. So do what you need to do. Clean your bathroom, take your shower. All right. Come back and we're going to be live. What time is it? 10:41. I'm going to say around about like 11:30-ish. At the latest, 11:45, an hour from now. Okay. So let me know your thoughts on what we discussed today. How are you feeling about Suge Knight's second, third, fourth, fifth, eighth, ninth husband, cousin? You never know. Talking about some damn colon Dunn. What you mean your booty done? What you mean? You mean done? Or you like what? Like what's going on? Let me know your thoughts about all the things that we discussed, the witness intimidation in this video. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the notifications, and I'm so sorry about that. There's like nothing I can do. But you know what does help? Honestly, I'm not just trying to gimmick y'all, truthfully. The more likes and the more comments the video gets, the more they push it. They push it faster. And that's just how it is. And the more you comment in the chat. So get the likes up. Let's get the comments up. Make sure y'all subscribe. Okay. It thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. But be sure to hit that notification bell. And of course, you have to be subscribed by now. Right? You don't want to miss out on any of this celebrity or trending syrup. Y'all know things are always sticky in Hollywood in real life. Okay? So stickies, make sure y'all drop some pancake emojis down below. And make sure y'all stay beautiful, black, and blessed until the next video. Deuces. But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.